dumb, and I'm fat, and I'm fucked, and I'm bald, and I just shit down my leg. Ho, ho, ho. Dumb, and I'm fat, and I'm fucked, and I'm bald, and I just shit down my leg. Ho, 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 ho. I decided a few days ago that I would rather talk about Rocky, 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 Rocky Balboa. I would rather talk about just about anything than what I've traditionally talked about. Tradition. I have a tradition on YouTube, by the way. And my tradition is to talk about philosophy. And I thought, why get stuck on that? Why do that? I'm dumb and I'm fat and I'm fucked and I'm all but a shit down my leg. Ho, 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 ho. Yep, 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 yep. I don't know. And so what I think I want to do, because ultimately I'm not satisfied. Like, I've come to the conclusions that I've come to philosophically. And other people influence me, or they add, or they pervert and convert and do all the other things that people do. I think I'd rather talk about how I have a fat head than try to get into nitpicking philosophy. At one point, a long time ago, I kind of realized that philosophy was, over like a decade plus ago, I decided that philosophy was ultimately kind of dumb. And it really took YouTube to get me back to it. To get me back to thinking that there was anything worthwhile at all about philosophizing, right? And so I'm a little bit confused, like TJ the Amazing Atheist. He just gets on and he rants, and sometimes he's political and other times he's personal, and it's kind of just stuff. Like, he's not really about atheism as much as, like, let's say Cold of Dusty, and even the atheists are just, it's not even about that. I mean, I've not even got into, like, it. I'm more about human potential to think and consider religious ideas than I am about excluding them to an atheism. And I don't care. Like, I don't care about those things. But what I was getting at was like, okay, there's a bunch of people that are trying to, either sing, or, there's this guy, Slotsky Studios, right? Okay, I'm going to add this as a shout out also. Like, Jericho Movie just came back. Haven't seen his videos in a while, so that was kind of interesting. I never mentioned which city I live in. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. For those who didn't know what city I live in. And I live in one of the poorer sections of town. It's where the immigrants start out in town. But what I was getting at was is that it just seems to me like there are a lot of people clamoring to make a buck, or make a statement, or make a mark, generate an income, and I think take the piercingness of somebody in their 20s that's like they know they need to do something before they reach their 30s, right? Like they know they should establish themselves as quickly as possible. It's the old army gag, get there firstest with the brownest nose. It's the old army gag, from here to eternity. That's a Burroughs line. I just love that. As I really enjoyed my time with Burroughs and Nietzsche. And Heidegger was a cramp. It was like working out a cramp, but it was enjoyable to get through, being a nothingness. But okay, so like Wise Monkey now, he just kicks back, right? He's a lapdog on his own couch, right? And he just leans back and he just talks. And I think that, as opposed to him arguing philosophy just to talk about things and state his opinion about things, is so much more refreshing. And then so then there's this other guy named Manic Mark on here, and he's this old painter guy. He's this old, I mean, I shouldn't just keep going on as he's old, because he's young at heart. Like, he's one of the most young at heart people. I'm going to have to link everybody up, but it's going to take me a while. So if you see this video early and there's nothing in the low bar, then it's because I haven't got around to linking these people. Okay, there's Fightclub. He's got some numbers after his video. Professor Anton did a shout out to him at one time because he's a thoughtful guy. And we talked a little bit about painting. And we've gone back and forth also. And so if people want to check him out, he seems like he's got some contribution. And so I'm just mentioning that. I mean, a lot of people, like Boundless Eyes, got on again, and she just does her like kickback and ramble videos, and people seem to like that also. And so anyway, what I'm getting at is this: I am at this point where I thought this channel is supposed to be where I do my religiosity and my philosophy. It was supposed to be where I did my religiosities, but it became where I did my philosophies, and then it became a little bit of a nonsense channel. And I have another channel, right? I have like 3 channels. I have Bedtime with the Lunatic. I have this channel. I have one called Spirilic Sun, which is where I posted that parody video of the antinatalists. And I acted like it wasn't my channel and that I ripped off the video from myself. And somebody else posted it. I think Jedi Master Boo Boo did. Okay. And so what I'm getting at is that I think what I would like to do is personalize my website, this website right now. Either I can move to another channel. The other last channel I have is my art channel, Mike's Art Journal, which I stole from Val's Diary when I originally came on YouTube. I'm like, Val's Diary, wow, she's getting it, she's making it. I guess 4 years ago, if you asked me, you know, like there was some sort of individualism that was pushing forward that really needed to make its claim. And now I realize, like, there's not a lot. There's not a lot, right, to do this. Now, okay, here's something. Okay, so this, like, I'm 9 minutes and something seconds into this out of 15 minutes, right? And so I'm thinking, how do I personalize what it is I'm doing? And I guess what it is it's a lot of it's about disclosure, and then a lot of it's just about talking about things that I think about. And a lot of things are just random loose association, right? I mean, anything from how long is it going to take for my 2 bananas to yellow when I bought them green at the store, to what does my latest painting, should I tear it up? Should I throw it out? Why does it look like Piro? I don't know. Then I think about my body and my sexuality and my age and the fact that, like, I'm an alone guy. Like, I live alone. I'm like in solitary confinement, right? I mean, those of you that have known me for a while have known, I broke both my feet on this jump where I missed my mark. It was a building jump. And then somehow, like, Amend Him had characterized my jump in such a manner that I thought I couldn't have possibly have characterized it better myself, and I actually preferred his characterization to my own. But I thought, how can I humanize my own channel to the point where people would see who it is I am as a person and find it attractive enough to want to or attempt to meet me in person at some point. Like, what I would like to do is meet a lot of people that I know online in person. So anyway, there's a coffee shop in Salt Lake called the Salt Lake Coffee Break on 4th South. And I plan on going there every Tuesday at 2 o'clock and sitting in their back area where they have couches and meeting people. And so if anyone wanted to fly to Salt Lake or travel to Salt Lake or meet me in Salt Lake, you can kind of, I want to say you can kind of count on me doing it, because I haven't set my alarm yet to make certain that I'm going to be there on time. Oh boy, next Tuesday. It's going to be the inaugural coffee clump. If anyone has an answer as to how to get rid of dark meat around the eyes, I'm not even East Indian. I'm 1/64th American Indian. Like my mom's grandma was exactly half Indian. Does that make me 1/28th? No, that's 1/64th. Okay, so, but anyway, okay, so, like, Bike Messenger has been so casual about just his life, and other people have been really casual, and I've held everything inside, like, just reserving. It's kind of like the whole idea, like, you tell the world what it is you want to tell them, right? So there's going to be some reserve. I mean, I'm not going to show you my bathroom activities, probably. But if you guys think that I should keep this on this channel and just kind of run this channel this way, let me know. If you think I should put it on another channel, let me know that, because then I'll dump everybody over to these other channels. Everybody, all 150 viewers that I get per video, which I actually think is quite a bit. I'm just kind of surprised by that. But anyway, so let's say, like, how to personalize. Here's a paper of numbers, and at the top it says Rapunzel, R-A-P, Snow for Snow White, and Cinderella, Cindy is right there. And out of 1,000, I've sold, these are the numbers, where they're at on there, like 357 Snow Whites, 375 Rapunzels, and 249 Cinderella prints out of 1,000 each have been made. Uh-oh. I'm done already. It's cutting me off. Okay, take care. Talk to you later. That it keeps going. Okay. Oh, okay. So here's something personal. Like, okay, so Barklord may watch this, right? And Barklord knows this lady in Canada, and well, I've been chatting a lot, like, because I asked him about her, and I'm trying to develop. I'm not trying to develop. I'm communicating and developing connection with somebody in Canada, and that's something else, for whatever it's worth. But it's like everything is digital. So if all of my relationships are digital, then they're not real. And so my objective is to turn everything into a person. And so what I plan on doing is I plan on, because I get to make my own hours, I get to do everything on my own, because all I do is peddle art. I'm supposed to go to this tattoo shop today and hang, or talk to them about hanging a new show. And by the way, I guess I didn't give enough credit to that. To A is for Canada. A, the letter A, and A. You like Canada? A. Anyway, sorry, I'm being a goof. But here's some of my art room. Just got paintings lined up. This is like the spare bedroom, and I just stack some art in it, and then I got a storage unit just filled with paintings. God, what to do? Like Boundless Eyes does, she apologizes when she's going on too long, not knowing that people might actually be enjoying her video. The Godfather. So what I'd like to do, I guess, is maybe go over items that I have that disclose something about my life, so as to humanize and connect with people on a more heartfelt basis. To show my attractions to people and my loves to people, and why it is I do what it is I do, and how it is I'm put together, and kind of more of a general compass of my life. Tea, it's brand new, just got it, use it, bundles. Like, for example, I hang this part, the tag, outside of my cup because it's just easier to flip that out of. I don't know why I wanted to tell you that. There's no reason to tell you that. Besides that, I guess I'm admitting that I'm in solitary confinement. And because of that, I like to call it a closet case, but I don't want to say a closet case to confuse it with any sexuality. I think I might get a half hour out of this video. So some of my educated background is in philosophy, and so there's, here, let me turn this around. This is a little bit of the outside, right? Okay, there's my hallway, my path. I have some old video where I'm walking outside of my condo, and I don't know what to say about that. I occasionally get this drive where I know what it is I'm trying what it is I'm trying to say. Here's a painting that I'm working on that I think I'm going to stop working on, which is a woman tying another woman's shoes. Just a takeoff of that last painting. Like, I'm not an extremely rich individual by any means. I just budget really, really well, and I take advantage of a lot of benefits that are afforded to me. I'm kind of guessing I get a half hour now, which means 10 more minutes. I think I like myself with a beard. Like when I'm watching, like I watched Laura Leia's videos, right? And when she doesn't have all that digital crap going on her screen, I like to look at the background and see, like, oh, she's got this like double plant holder on the side, and on this side she's got this fireplace, and you know, what kind of trinkets does she have on her table, and is she wearing stockings underneath her pants that are long or something like that? Like to me, getting some sort of mode of living and then seeing like somebody's posture and how it is they're hanging out in their place. Like Wise Monkey, I don't know what is up with that posture, that same posture. You know, it's like there's something that's not agitated enough about it for, I don't know. I mean, hell, I made videos from bed. What am I talking about? But I mean, I had to, where, or I'm just haggard and I'm beat to crap. But I don't know what your excuse is, right? Anyway, there's a lot of people. Like, I really appreciate a lot of people, and so to mention, you know, different people, to mention Conference Report, to mention the news channels. I've been watching a lot of news. I've been watching a guy that is like, he's a witchcrafty guy, because I'm dug into symbolic cause lately. And he's a skeptic of what he does. So right after he does some sort of tarot reading, then he's all of a sudden skeptical of it. I'm applying to do a show up in Park City, which is where Sundance is, and they say that my stuff is not family oriented enough. This is a different topic. I'm topic chasing now. Anyway, so they want me to send piece by piece JPEGs of all the images I'll be selling. So what I'm going to do is take all of my prints and lay them out and then shoot a photo of that and then send it off. But now I'm chasing topics back around again. What am I getting to? Oh, my appreciation for the walk and talk. My appreciation for what's possible. And kind of an appreciation about fear. Wanting to remove fear from my psychology, from my notion of how it is I'm being perceived, right? Like seems like that's really kind of important. Yeah, what to say? Like, if people have questions, like general personal questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. And if I can answer anything, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. If I don't answer the question in the comment section, then that means that I'm sending you a PM with the answer to the question, or with a reason why it is I'm not answering the question. Pot rack, gotta love my pot rack. Don't have a lot of pots hanging. Got some pots hanging. kitchen, no cabinets on the door, on the walls. I just always like to see what it is I have, so I don't put doors on my kitchen cabinet. Why do I want to tell you guys this? Yeah. I think that there's a new level of disclosure about myself as a human, about myself that may have many of you thinking lesser of me than you did before, or many of you thinking so much greater things than you did before. But anyway, oh yeah, what I was getting at was this. I want to take tours. It's going to take me a while. It's going to take me a couple of months, but the agenda is to take a tour. I mean, I'd like to fly to Europe and actually meet some of the people that I'm sub to. But Great Britain included, I'm assuming that it's grouped together. But I'd also like to just drive across America, and I've got to meet a lot of old-time, long-time users. Like, I plan on going down to Louisiana to meet up with Azrianok. I plan on driving. I have an art show I'm trying to put together up in Seattle, so I'll be driving up to Seattle. I don't know where a lot of people are, where they live, and so maybe what I'll do is create a map of where people are and start planning a trip that where I can meet people. And what I'll do is I'll just go try to crash for a couple days. No more than 3. Don't want to get stinky at anyone's place. And then kind of couch surf and meet people and have them hopefully carve out enough time to show me a little bit about their lives so that I have an idea about who it is they are. And I think that life would be just much more enjoyable if there is connectivity to people, where some degree of disclosure has already been met, and so you're meeting them but you already know them, and it's kind of like in that movie, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or something like that. What am I thinking of was in that flick? Not Rick Moranis. It's another film where a guy is shrunk down and he's had to be fed into somebody's arteries, and then he has somebody who has to help him through the body. Probably some medical doctor or something like that is helping him through the body, and so they're contacting, and then it's always this, they meet each other at the end of the movie and that type of thing. And so there's something about meeting people in person that's becoming an imperative, and I just think it would be very rich to do that. Did I mention that already? How many times have I mentioned that in this 30 minutes? I'm going on 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So if you guys are kicking back, if you've actually carved out that amount of time to listen to me ramble, I must have something profound to say. I was about ready to tear this painting down. I'm about ready to tear this painting down. I'm so done with it. It's one of my most hated paintings that I've painted in a long time, and it's a big waste of time, and it's not like any of my other clown paintings, and I'm moping over it. And oh, there's so many things that are just waiting for the next video, right? But let me know, like I said, whether or not you think I should put it on this video. Let me know where you're located specifically. And maybe I'll, if I remember, I'll link everything that I am mentioning in this video. I feel like starting over. I feel like stopping this video and starting over because it's so... I mean, what is this? I mean, what is this video that I'm making to you guys, right? This is just a waste. Now I'm just babbling, right? Because I got 9 seconds. Okay, well, cheerio or ta-ta or hi to all the people I didn't shout out to. I broke the 30-minute marker. Now I'm just laughing. This is long video Wednesday? Or is it Tuesday? I don't even know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, so I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that the video is still recording. Here's one of the prints of one of the paintings that I sell. I sold a good handful of these over the summer. The market that I was in has ended. This is my Spiral Woman 2, and she's like a treble clef at the end of the music equation. And she sniffs her rose, and she holds up the sun, and she's bio-colored. And over here are the bars that represent like guitar, the frets of a guitar, not the frets, but the strings of a guitar. And right here would be like a steel bar that's a quote of music that kind of holds the treble clef together. And I have waves at the bottom that are indicating a love for water, that she's on a beach, smelling a rose, looking at a portal of water up at the sky, but her eyes are closed. I don't know. I don't know whether or not what it is I do is of interest, and I sat there and I thought, well, I should just make it of interest, right, and talk about art things and talk about where my head goes and where it's been for so long, and why it is philosophy is a type of escape. It's an escapism for me. Books. I get rid of my books once I read them. I don't keep them around. I try to keep about 3 books in the house. There's some books like that I'll start and then I won't finish. Mostly novels. Like 100 Years of Solitude. Got through about halfway of that. I actually think I like that. And then there's The Lord of Misrule. I couldn't get through that. I don't know why. It was so harsh. I mean, it was like, it was just scratchy on my psyche to get through. So anyway, like my relationship to a lot of people now is more about trying to figure out what kind of person they are. And that's why I like seeing so many different videos on people. That's why it's important to check out the backgrounds and get a, I don't know, I mean, basically, really it just kind of comes down to me rambling and talking and just talking about anything and everything that I think of. I mean, you guys have gotten to know me quite a bit, and I don't know whether or not I'm like this guy that looks like, hey, I'd like to hang out with that guy, right? Or whether or not I just appear scary. I have no idea. I'm burning time. I guess this video is just going to be a time burner. I'm going to burn it. I bet I get an hour. So let me see if I can just freeform. If you guys need to stop the video, I mean, some people will watch news channels. I'll watch news videos for an hour. I don't mind watching people go on for about an hour, provided that there's a change up. Like there's got to be some sort of change up in their voice or their mannerisms or what it is they're doing. Otherwise, I guess I lose interest. And I guess that's why I'm trying to speak my voice out a little bit like I am, because that's how I feel. If anything I've mentioned in this video is surprising to you, put that in the comments box. I'm looking for feedback on what it is you guys think, feel about what it is you've known about me and my channel. And it's not particularly important. Like it is important, but it's not important in the same way that somebody like Boundless Eyes might need feedback on her psychology in order for her to get a re-perspective or a grip on herself. Like I imagine she has a grip on herself. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's not imperative. I'm not in this like heroin church, right? I'm not this like so wrapped up in my metabolism and this notion of when the end of life is supposed to happen, and I've gotten over all of my 20s psychological issues, and I mean things have tapered off and tapered out nicely, and so there's not all of that. I don't have this ardent piss and vinegar blood in me that is like the Amendham channel. I mean, Amendham is a closet case also. Like, he lives alone. He finds his entertainment through other people, and I think it's beautiful, and I think it's great when and if he's capable of meeting more people in person also. I personally wouldn't mind meeting him. I wouldn't mind swimming in the same pool as him. I wouldn't mind getting into a slap fight with him or a boxing match with Amendham. I think that would be a riot. I think he needs it. I think I need it. I think we need it. Yeah, we're going to crunch knuckles. I just think like a creative meeting, like if I showed up, if I flew to England, right, I'd meet To Be Serious, Laura Leia, Conference Report. Then I'd have to go to Scotland to meet Wise Monkey and to meet Greytex. I guess Greytex got turned around. He flew all the way to the States and then got turned around, right? Well, I tried to get into Canada, right? I tried to get into Canada recently, and I got turned around at the border. Like I've been out of the States. I've been to Egypt before. I've been to Mexico before. I've been to Canada before, but not since they've installed the law that requires a passport in order to get into Canada or into the States if you're in Canada. And so I got turned around because of an old criminal record. I've been arrested a handful of times for things, and I've been involved in a little bit of nefarious activity in terms of who it is I was dating, like who it is I was dating on the sly, who it is I was dating on the sly, but I didn't know that it was on the sly because I wasn't cued in, and then I ended up getting arrested. That's what one of these things was about. Fractured. I'm definitely a more fractured individual, I think, than most workaday folks. I'm not selling big paintings to support. Like I said, I live lowly. I live a fairly low existence, and there are certain things that I have to be much more comfortable telling people about my life than just going on. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, what does it mean to get on the tubes and start criticizing other people? And I mean, like, okay, I don't understand the amendum. Like, I guess because it's his niche. But of course, it is his niche. That is why he does what he does. I don't get why somebody would replay other people's videos and compare them to an argument that they. I guess I've never held to a belief so dearly for such an extended period of time and defended it so ardently as to make the very definition of my being exude through an argument that other people have to somehow, in a rat maze, dart around and solve. I don't understand that. Medicine. I have a childhood friend that became an MD, and I'm assuming that he's a pretty happy guy. This is another topic change. I keep thinking about what it is that I can do, what it is I should do with my time that would be helpful to people, that would be part of, like, I don't trust psychologists because they're formatted, and I couldn't legally give therapy to people, but I think that I'm very therapeutic as a friend. I think I can thump people in interesting ways as to jar or unwind them from a certain hang-ups that they have about money or about idealism unfulfilled, kind of, I don't know. 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 Okay, well, because I don't know, I'm not going to go on for an hour. I mean, hell, that's 15 more minutes. Okay, so I was about to start a business, and I've been working about a year on building a business. And now I've had to, for about the next 60 days, maybe 70 days, I have to stop it. And it's an art-related business, and it actually revolves around clowns. And, okay, so that's something. But it has to stop because of certain legal issues with the U.S. federal government. Oh yeah, I was watching the live videos. Right, everybody lies. Like, and then Wise Monkey's response to everybody lies, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, Wise Monkey, he's in his early 30s, and Grey Tex, he's in his mid 30s, early 30s, and I'm thinking they're both like Wise Monkey thinking, I don't lie. I don't lie. There's nothing that I would lie or hold back or not tell. I mean, he talked about it being a poison, right? There being a poison in a relationship if you were to hold back lies, and I agree with that. I think that's quite obvious. But I think in order to get into a healthy relationship, there is a degree of non-disclosure and a degree of maybe lying that needs to take place in order to present oneself more favorably. in a mode where one could dedicate themselves wholeheartedly to that person. And I say that as a single man. Huh. Anyway, but on the and like, I agree with Greytex. I think more people lie. Like, I don't feel like I'm lying to you guys about what it is I'm doing or what it is I'm saying. I think I've told the truth on everything that I've mentioned in this video. And yet, kind of like this. I was going to fill out my paperwork for the driver's license division, and they wanted to know whether or not there was a loss of an extremity, like a loss of movement in any of my extremities. And when I broke my feet, there is a certain loss of mobility in my foot, but it's not enough to warrant, like, my orthopedic surgeon. He's shit. He gave me a parking pass, so he's all behind me driving, you know. And yet, like a disabled parking pass, a temporary disabled parking pass, and but when I'm at the driver's license division, I'm thinking there's no way in hell I'm going to mark the box that says that there is this slight loss or this impairment going on, because I don't want the hassle of them telling me I have to go get a doctor's note. Now, maybe Wise Monkey, in my circumstance, would have clicked the button and then gone to the extra mile of getting a paper from the doctor saying that it was okay for him to work or drive the vehicle, and he would not lie, right? But I believe that there are white lies or little things that are not like this video is probably one of my worst videos of all times, right? Of all time. God, why I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi. But if you guys notice me speaking poorly, please let me know. I would like to know that. Especially the people from Great Britain who founded our American English. We Americans ruined English. We ruined it. And now we've got things like country music, and we say things like bar instead of pub. I've never been to Europe. I flew over Europe, getting to Egypt, but I've never been to Europe. So I think it's high time to get over there. But I've got to get that expunged. One last. I only have one blemish on my record currently, and it's obviously not a felony, so it's expungible. And so as soon as that's expunged, then I'll be able to cross borders again. Yippee! All right, so what do I want to say? What do I want to tell you guys? I apologize to you guys for such a long video. Also, I'm certain, from Sassy Bob to Azrianok, missing Church of Dave videos, Nate, Bubonic Nate, Scouty, Ryan Lux, a lot of the Stickum people. What I would like to do, if like To Be Serious would like to, or anybody else would like to get on Stickum, what I'll do, I'm under Goober Star. Goober Star is my name on Stickam now. Somehow my dospook channel got taken away, and then I saw this googly star, and so I'm going by Goober Star, Goober Star, STAR. So feel free to look me up. But what I would like to do is I would like to, like, some new person commenting, on my videos philosophically was wanting to know what my problem was philosophically between the idea about whether or not language trumps consciousness. Like we have the word consciousness within the language, and we have consciousness that is the house of language. But we also have what might be referred to as words that are not deferred to other words, meaning whether or not there's intentionality behind a word. Like if a stop sign, a truck full of stop signs lost a sign and it fell to a ditch and it face down, there's still a word there, but it's only in our imagination of the word as it existing there does it take on any meaning. Without it, like to just say, well, of course there's signs, or of course there's words on garbage that are in garbage bins that people have never seen, nor would they ever seen, but we still call them words because there's syntax written on wrappers that are buried under 6 feet of junk or whatever. There's still words there. And so those words are not deferred to any other words within the lexicon. Therefore, the meaning of those words, the signified of those words, can also not meaningfully be referred to, but the denial that they are words doesn't make any sense either. And so this somehow comes back to my notion of the parenthetical and having a case of all cases, as opposed to a set where one of the members of a set is the word set or sets. And it comes back to kind of Chomsky's generative grammar, where you take ABC and they're all capitalized, and then you substitute the capital B for a lowercase b, and then you say ABC, and then you have this set of B's, both capital and otherwise, that are substitutable, but one runs a different process. And then you say, oh, the B is the set that contains the ABC of the other set in this case, and then the other B is a set that contains the lower set ABC, or A capital A lower set B and capital C. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that I would like to have a Stick'em channel open. So I guess what I'll try to do is I'll try to log into Stick'em and hope that if like To Be Serious would like to get on, or anyone would like to get on and discuss philosophy, like there's a lot going on with intuition, and there's a lot I mean with Conference Report. I would like to have live discussion with Conference Report, To Be Serious, Fight Club, Lorelea, if she'd like to get on, Faith the Grace, Bark Lord, I mean a number of you guys, Piro, if I didn't mention Piro already, some of the new people that comment on my videos, Twit from Uranus would be great, Graytex, I mean a lot of people, you're live, but I don't know when the best time to meet you might be. And so if you do have those channels, or if you have a Facebook channel, send me a link and I can link up with you on Facebook. I don't know where to find you guys, or a lot of you guys. So and if you're new to my channel and you're watching it and you just kind of want to jump in, but you're thinking, hey, I don't know this guy, feel free to do it. Feel free to introduce yourself, send me a link. And what it is, I would like to connect and try to generate times, kind of like my coffee shop time. Tuesdays at 2. I would like to generate a time where I could get together online and have group philosophy and group chat, but I don't want to necessarily leave a Stick'em station and leave my computer on constantly in order to find these people. And I guess the only reason I want to do that is if somebody has something piercing or something that they would like to talk about specifically about philosophy or language or theology, madness. Those things interest me quite a bit. Okay, go. So, 54 minutes. Something heartfelt, um, like everybody is so kind. Everybody has been, I shouldn't say everybody is so kind, but so many people are so kind and they're so generous and they're so giving and they're so telling about who it is that they are that they become a certain um, there's a certain interest in, I don't know. I've said it already. So obviously I'm not a good long time babbler. I mean, I guess I could go over, what it is I have. Burt's Bees foot cream. It's for my feet. I have an eraser that I used to erase. Um, so many things that I felt like I've already dealt with in my life. I make an assumption that other people have dealt with them and that they haven't. And then I start to parse out other people and think, wow, they really haven't dealt with these issues, not in any capacity. And then you see the other people who have, and you see such disparate, different lives and lifestyles, and there's certain assumptions that are made about other people. And I think finding out more about people will generate a vulnerability. There is a certain degree of fear, but the idea that we can still reserve ourselves to some capacity on what we disclose to other people, both publicly and on the net, in person and on the net, it's very, very important. Yeah, I feel bad because I'm not um, abounding with bundles of names right now. Anyway, I'd like to go to Mardi Gras. I'd like to go to Burning Man. I'd hook up with Bike Messenger for Burning Man maybe next year. I want to go to Mardi Gras, bump into Church of Day, bump into Azrianok down there. If I go to Chicago, um, I don't know who would be there. If I did make it to a Mendham, I would like to make a big deal out of it. I'd like to go crash one of Anton's classes and sit in the back and raise my hand and ask questions that I think would stump him. Or not stump him, but maybe not be appropriate for the class. Um, through Indiana. And then I have friends in North Carolina. I'd like to go visit them. But I keep missing the beach. It's time to go start a band called the the Oldies But Goodies. It's going to be the name of my band, and the main song was going to be I'm dumb and I'm fat and I'm fucked and I'm bald and I just shit down my leg. Ho ho ho, dumb and I'm fat and I'm fucked and I'm bald and I just shit down my leg. Ho ho ho. Of course, that's just chorus. Need verses to the song. Oh my God. Some girl made a song like Friday, I think is her name. I don't even know. I was just blown away. I was absolutely blown away by the girl making a song about Friday, and one of the lyrics is, and after Thursday is Friday, and after that is Saturday, and then like after that is Sunday, and like finding a seat in a car, and I just could not believe how absolutely, positively, completely descriptive these types of songs have come from Jim Morrison talking about an ethereal cosmos to My hand is open and it's got lines on it, and I'm talking on a video, and I'm gonna sing a song about it, and you guys are going to buy it. Anyway, I guess I'm waving. That's my flat hand wave to y'all. Hey, yo, look, I wrote on my hand to you. It says yakinaka. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, you guys, this can't be happening. Because I just pushed the hour marker, right? It's like, can you imagine a movie? Like, what's happening is YouTube is granting movie length, unless it stops at the end of an hour and 1 minute. I just can't believe that YouTube would be pushing movie length videos for anybody who wants to upload them. Boy, if I had known that this wasn't going to stop at 15 minutes, what could I have said? What could I have gone over if I would have just planned a video? I could have planned a video about art and about my passions and about the things that are supposed to happen in this life, the things that are driven towards, and how it is. Oh, I do, like, not to steal the name conference report, but one thing that I sat there thinking that I would like to do is I would like to generate or help produce conferences. If you know anybody out there who builds conferences and sets them up, I would enjoy finding or seeking out specific types of individuals for things like energy conferences, to get different alternative energy people all together, and then getting engineering and chemistry students together to show up to conferences about alternative energy and organizing those conferences. Like, I would really enjoy doing that. I think my little coffee shop meeting and my traveling around attempting to network is for a greater sense of communication. It's for a greater sense of wanting to actually bound not just my friendships and my network for my own personal reason, but to bound people together who are educated, or their trajectory in life is such that they may be they may be working on something very specific about, for example, alternative energies, and they may have some conferences about alternative energies, but they might not be inviting people that can take their technologies and synthesize those technologies with other people that have already invented other alternative powers, power sources. There was some thing about cold fusion that just came out, some new excitement about cold fusion. I don't know what to think or believe about that. There was a guy in his late 20s who invented something called power balls. And beyond the gratuitous testicle thought that might come to mind, power balls are actually like a state of sodium that collapses when it's in the midst of a certain charge, and it collapses to a smaller molecule when the atom sodium atoms are collapsed because of a charge. They are actually smaller in size, and they fit within a hydrogen ball, a hydrogen molecule. I think that's correct. I'm not certain. Don't quote me on this. But they fit with inside of it, and they're smaller. And then when the charge is released, they're locked inside of this other molecule. That there was a way somehow to insert them in there, but they're under a type of atomic pressure, and then they release. And when they break out of this other molecule, they release an energy. And it's like a battery, but it's an alternative form of battery that's different than anything that anyone's come up with before. And this was done in the early 90s. The kid was a chemist, and I don't know, I guess he had, when I met him, it was about 3 years in, and he had invented that and was making about 80,000 a year, just from companies borrowing his patent for the process. Anyway, I don't know why that's on my mind. What what does it mean to drain one's mind out on here? And I mean, if I'm not talking about philosophy, or I'm not putting on some parody, then I'm not certain the point of what it is that I'm saying. Like this video is about me reaching out to you guys and saying that it would be nice to know you on a deeper, more interpersonal level. And yet, kind of like this, kind of like Conference Report will go on these walks, right? And he'll talk. And what he's talking about is what's on his mind. And then he normally ends the video with some like a vision that he's having of beauty, something of beauty, that or what a fine day it is, and how he's kind of mesmerized by what it is that's right in front of him. And I'm always caught by trying to figure out what it is he's going to say about what it is right in front of him, because that's almost as close to a heartfelt connection to him that I could get. But then again, when he goes on about what's in front of him, and it's kind of interesting, and I hope you guys don't mind me stating these things, but kind of the way in which we choreograph a conversation and try to talk about it, it's so postured. It seems as if people are so postured in how it is they're set up. And I'm not saying always by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just wondering, is there a way to get away from this sense of posturing? I don't know. Look at my teeth. Look at that. I used to think I had very, very, very straight teeth. I have all of my teeth except for my wisdom teeth, which got pulled. Huh. Love. 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 If I wasn't, like, if I was in a relationship, a healthy relationship, I would be giggling to my partner about what it is I could be saying on YouTube. And I had a great relationship, and then I screwed it up. And it's one of those live and learn things, like, look, don't do that to people. Don't mistrust their heart. Don't treat their heart harshly. I'm not expecting anything out of anybody that I might meet, so that's not a big deal. But and I guess the reason I'm bringing this up under the topic of love. Um, there's just certain things that are shared in intimate company that put the soul at ease, that allow so much of the rest of humanity and the rest of life to be dealt with in a warmer than cold fashion. And so I'm anticipating a future with some good connectivity. And I guess, once again, what it is I'm driving at in this video, this hour and 10-minute video. See, I'm just tickled. I'm tickled that YouTube would go on this long. And I am going to post this video. What the hell, why not? The sun's down now. Light's dark inside my place. I'm vegging. I've damaged some hearts, and then my heart got squashed due to my own recognizance, due to my own behavior. I inadvertently squashed myself. Like Heroin Church asks what it is I have to live forward to. And to me, everything is about endurance. It didn't used to be. I could stave it off, and now it's unavoidable. It doesn't matter. If you're around, you're around. You're enduring. You're around this, right? And a lot of life has to do with finding a comfortable niche and finding healthy, wonderful relationships that hopefully can tantalize the physical body and become respectful and well balanced inside of a world that aren't whiny, and they're not projected with some sort of idealism about when the best time to die might be. My motto is that life is short enough as it is. It's but a blink, and you only have so many times to course correct your life, and you only have so many times and options. Yeah, you only have so much. You only have so much opportunity to set long-term plans in motion. And so when you know you've got a good thing, and it's kind of difficult. I didn't know one of my learning. One of the big things that I have to learn is that I was not aware of when it is I had a good thing going. And so when it was lost, or when I started to behave flippantly towards the possible dismantling of a good thing, I did so bravely, but it was unwise. I feel like it was very unwise. I feel like I think a lot of theology, or I think a lot of words to the wise, to the youth, and by the youth I don't mean those that are standing out as exceptional, but more or less maybe those who are just moving through, muddling through life. They never um, found a certain acceleration. Um, and I found bits of acceleration, and I appreciate acceleration very much. Um, but some wisdom, yeah, I can't even talk about it. I'm not a wise person. Um, I know I'm not a wise person. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, what did I want to get onto? What I wanted to do was take the notion of love and ideal love and the beauty in it and the comforts that come with it, and then subtract and honor my solitude next to it, and then roll it over the whole bundle and put it next to meeting different people of different genders and sexes and ages and locales and paradigms, and meeting them, butting myself, my presence up against them, putting my hand in theirs, and seeing who it is I know and what it is I know as being a possible benefit to them. I mean, as friends, because the people that I watch on here, I don't know. I'm not a hater. Like today, I was driving around, and I'm not a control freak, and I was sitting there thinking about what would it be like there, like down there's my laundromat, right? And this woman comes into my gated community to use the laundromat, and for some reason that bothers me. And so I was watching myself wanting to put controls on her, but I realized I don't really care. Like, she's not in my way. Why am I being a control freak? And I realized that I'm not a control freak. I could care less whether or not she does her laundry there. I mean, actually. And it was just this notion of kind of like a policeman's mentality. Like, I do think that there's a certain personality type of wanting to control other people's behaviors that is innate in what I would think is a healthy police person. I would hope that a police person would have a sense of wanting to control other people's behaviors strictly as an outline that they could overlay like a transparency over the law, and not to abuse that power. But anyway, so like the movie, Jericho movie, like his 7 minute video, my hour and 20 minute video now has to do with wanting to network. Maybe it was a 17-minute video. Wanting to network. Should I be singing a lullaby? Should I be putting you to sleep now? That's what I think I should be doing. What to let you know? Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, I think I'm done. I think I think this video's overly served its purpose, and um, but I like it. I like the fact that I can record an hour and a half video, and now that I know that it's not a 15-minute video limit, if I do record a movie length video again, I will be certain to choreograph it from the beginning. I thought I was under a 15-minute limit with this. Um, yeah, for some reason I really want to say it's important. I really want a cigarette right now, and I don't own any. I'm not even a smoker, but I really want a cigarette right now. And I keep getting little bits of like little tobacco leaves between my buttons here on my keyboard. I got a little MacBook. It's a doozy. I think Steve Jobs is God, and God is dead now. So Nietzsche's correct, finally. Um, I have this care and this urgency to advise people in their 20s to do what Jericho Movie is doing, and to network as quickly as possible and find the niche that you need to be in, and find the location and the city that you best like accommodates your future sense of self, and your friends will come out of nowhere. They'll come about, and you'll meet the people that you need to meet, and then things will start manifesting. There's a certain degree of manifestation that needs to happen, and yet there is such, I think the technology of the interwebs, at least currently, I think, and TV, I think it points to the political climate and the financial climate and the economic climate, so much so that it um, becomes a substitute reality for what's really out there. I mean, what's really available to people in terms of schooling and networking companies and money, economy in general. So I think that the internet and TV and mass media is influencing things on a very acute manner, in a very acute manner, such that it's it's kind of damaging. It's kind of damaging people's getting out and meeting other people in person. Like I don't know anybody who owns a business that hires somebody without first meeting them, right? Like you have to be met in person to be hired. You don't have to be. Meaning, I'm certain there's exceptions to this rule, but I don't know anybody like that. Um, I want to talk. I keep clenching my jaws lately, and as I made my way into and throughout my 30s, I'm a 40-year-old man. Um, by the way, but as I made my way through my 30s and I watched my my neck down here fall and bubble. And I watched this muscle on the side of my head thicken. I remember I was dating a girl, right? And when you're in your teens, you got this thin skull here because this muscle isn't very rarely developed. But as you age and you get into your late 20s, early 30s, this starts to pump out just a little bit. But then when you get into your 40s and 50s, it's a well used muscle, and it's generally defined by people at that age. And so, as far as a vanity is concerned, that's I've got this gnawing habit where I just keep gnawing on my teeth like this, and it just pushes out. And I'm working that muscle constantly, and it drives me crazy. It makes me feel like I have TMJ, where I go barely open my mouth wider than two of my fingers now. And I mean, I used to be able to get a donkey dick in there if I had to. Not more than a couple months ago. Ah, I'm not gay, by the way. But, okay, I'm testing the hour and a half marker here by going on an hour and a half. So if you're with me this long, I imagine you've zoned in and out several times. It's amazing. It's amazing what Hollywood and what writers can cram into an hour and a half period of time in such a emotional, fascinating, storyline driven, plot oriented way that an individual sitting here talking, rambling, cannot possibly bring somebody through unless they're such a wonderful storyteller that they've been able to choreograph a dialogue that's captured the imagination of somebody as if they're listening to a bedtime story, as to not lose them, as to not allow their minds to wander off, that they're such a captivating storyteller. Now come back, kids. Now pay attention, because now Miss Hubbard, when she came back from the cupboard, she noticed that the mice were ready to play, and I mean they were ready to play, and to encapsulate the listener as to not to always be aware of when there might be so boring as to allow the life of the other individual to go off, go away. Boy, an hour and a half. There was something I was going to get at, but now I just think I want to kill 3 minutes with you. Because the next topic, boy oh boy, the next topic is going to be a doozy if we break the hour and a half marker. Now I just can't do it to you guys. Like I can't even believe I'm doing it. Here it is. I thought it was going to be a 15-minute cap. So anyway, I keep getting this notion that somehow I'm supposed to be an advisor or a helper to people that are going through some sort of crisis financially or socially. It's like I'm supposed to be raising a child now, and I'm not raising a child, and so I'm sublimating the word. I'm artificiating a child in my psychology, and I'm pushing it off. I'm pawning it off to the internet. I mean, for those people that have raised a child, I don't know whether or not after your empty nester, whether or not it feels like you still want to raise the child. I imagine everybody's different. I have no idea. Okay, we're getting so close. We're getting so close to the end of my long, rambling video. Oh, Divinity. Yeah, I was watching Divinity's channel, and how much do I like Divinity? She is just pleasant to watch through all of her moods and modes. I'm not even certain what to say about her, even though she's got that grainy stuff on her screen. Her attitude is rather appealing. Okay, where are we at? 57, 58, 59. 30. Wow. Holy shit. Happy New Year, folks. Okay, so apparently YouTube now allows people to upload, I'm guessing, 2 hours of raw video. God, what happens if they uploaded 3 hours? What happens if everybody got infinite amount of time? It was like a blog TV show. This is recorded blog TV. Okay. So, what are we going to do for this half hour? I've gone over love. I've gone over meeting people. Those are the two main things that I've reiterated several times during this video. Oh yeah, divinity. It's there's something kind of like the way she complains or what upsets her is so, like the way she gripes about it. There's something that's really sensual about her gripe, and it's that there's something that's kind of like, if I was living right next to her, I could give her shit about it right after. Like if she was my girlfriend, I could give her shit about making a video and griping about it, and she would kind of be like, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I think about it that way." Like her passions and her opinions seem as if they're a bit mutable, a little bit. At the same time, they're also they appear cardinally strict. You know, like they're not. How do you say it? How do you say it? I don't know. That's how I say it. I don't know. In other words, I enjoy listening to her. I think she's an interesting personality to take on, and I really like what it is about her world that upsets her. I really like what it is about feminism and about gender and about the political issues surrounding states and rights and freedoms that she gathers her point about. So maybe this half hour I'll be complimenting people. I think that's what I'll do. Let me start. I'm going to start with bike messengers because he came to mind. Earl, your Coffee with Earl videos are astounding in that they and of course this is presumptive that whoever I'm talking about is paying attention, but just kind of the notion, like when I first met you, I thought, here's a guy living out of a tent in the side of a mountain that he's just carved out a place for himself, and he's in his 40s. He doesn't have kids. He's got his pooch. He's got his girlfriend, but he didn't always have his girlfriend. He didn't always have his dog. Well, he always did when he was on Utah. Akitla. But and then the whole malt liquor thing, like I don't get, I don't know, like maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to drink while I'm on having a video. I think that's what I need to do. I think I need to drink. Okay, what I'll do, what I think I'll do is, if somebody wants a part of this big painting, if you would like to send me $20 and your address, I will cut out a part of the painting a character in the painting, and I will mail it to you. I think that's what I'd rather do than paint over it and or throw it away, is carve out a character, and then you too can have one of the characters in the paintings. And so I better drop a link. I better drop a link to a photo of the painting as it stands now. Okay, I've already talked about a lot of people. Like, I was talking to Fightclub recently about Nietzsche, and I guess, like, my interaction with Nietzsche, he was one of the most impacting authors of my life, because he kind of really pulled the carpet out from underneath me and gutted me. But for me, because I grew up already exterior to the community of Mormonism in Utah, and I was an atheist growing up amongst them, the type of reasoning that Nietzsche gave me was one that I used. It inflamed my anger towards religion very much. And the inflammation of anger became personalized. It was very, very angry, very, very angry individual. Okay, so right here we got a woman falling, and she's being held up by clown sticks, which come down here. They're being held up by the Pyro clown. I don't know why that's you, Pyro. Like somebody, a dear friend of mine and I were talking about how that reminds us of Pyro somehow. So maybe Pyro, maybe you get the clown, Pyro. I know you're into game making, programming, but maybe I just need to carve this out and mail it to you. That'd be great. But anyway, here's the woman on the motorbiker. She's getting ready because it's clown attack, right? And I never did finish her face, and I don't think I'm going to, because like I said, I'm just done with this stinking painting. But down here we got a skeleton hand grabbing one of her legs. And so I'd have to cut through that hand and cut her out with the motorcycle and mail that off to somebody. I'll sign the back of every bit of canvas. Now up here, or over here, we have Old Clown. And Old Clown, he's packing a gun behind his back, and he's pointing to this figure. He's pointing through the woman, but he's actually pointing at this figure that's jumping out of this lizard eye that is like a little girl in a dress that is kind of incidentally the same. Am I making this video? I am still making this video. I can't believe it. That's taking this pharaoh woman, this queen pharaoh, out of this box. That's got like the ghost of her coming out. That's spreading these little love pellets over the Pyro head. It's like that's the same character here, kind of, as it is that's the screaming woman. So anyway, there's three characters. I'll have to cut her out. And then there's the lizard head. I'll cut the lizard head out to whoever wants the lizard head. And so that'll be a separate piece. And then down here we got Redhead Clown. And he's not done yet, but I promise if somebody wants it, I'll fill this in red and then cut him out. And then over here on top of Old Clown's head we have a bird. and it's pointing this way, and a dragon and it's pointing this way, and they're going to be pointing to this pentagram hexagram combo that never got built over here. And anyway, then you can see that I have this tie down here that comes from Big Clown's arm shooting this way. It's like this tie that's got the different sacred symbols in it that lead up that way. What was I going to go on about? I don't know. Oh yeah, Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert got one of my paintings, but he never posted it, right? And so here's my letter from Stephen Colbert. Of course, it was sent to a relative's address, so if anyone's doc dropping, there it is, typed, signed digitally by Stephen Colbert. Stephen, stay strong. Thanks for your nice note and painting. The nice thing about not being a public servant is that I can accept it without fear of scrutiny. I'm glad you like the show. Knowing our audience is having fun with our game makes it all the more fun for us. Stay strong, Stephen. And then here's my Artie Award, which a local magazine gave me this award. And so I'm like, right on, right on. I got that going on. Damn. Damn that crazy thing. Okay, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so it took me forever to get over Nietzsche. Like, it took me forever to get over the influence of this guy's writings. I wish I was reading more often back in my college days, because I think it would have been easier to transition out of the influence the guy had on me. Of course, I went to school before the internet was, like, I was just finishing up school and starting my illustration career right before the internet took off, right before illustration went digital. Excuse me. Yep, that's the inside of my countertop, folks. It's the difference between Rockstar energy drinks and Limeade. Is that Limeade's tougher than Rockstar Energy. Okay, so all I'm missing is alcohol. I don't even make a good alcoholic anymore. I used to be such a better alcoholic. I don't even keep alcohol in the house anymore. But here's a Maker's Mark's glass. And there's my Limeade. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about other people's channels. See, I'm topic chasing. I'm a little bit riddled today. Hell, you guys can turn off anytime. I'll try to email you along with the links that I say I'm going to put in the low bar that I'm probably not going to put in the low bar now. I once did a video where I think maybe people are really boring in their real lives. I don't know. But I once did this video that was a shout out video. And I don't know what to make of it anymore. So anyway, yeah. Okay. So that's it, guys. I'm facilitating a road trip. I'm trying to bond with people locally. There's just this new guy, I think his name's 88, and he's a Salt Lake Cityer. And I'll probably meet him, maybe. And we will see what is up from there. Boppity 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 bing bong bing bong boom bada bong bing bing bong boom bong boom. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Can you believe it? It's 45 minutes. I just killed 15 minutes saying nothing. Killed it. I killed it. Oh, this is such a poor evening to be recording myself too, because I'm not even like extra pumped, you know. I went to the driver's license division today. Did I mention that? I think I did mention that. I went to Red Lobster because seafood is the only thing that I'm not vegetarian with. Yeah, I have something for mammals, and I guess I am a fair-weather vegetarian. Woo! Hi. Hi, folks. Anyway, how would you like to spend an hour and a half in Mike's house? Here's one of my cheers glasses. I like to fill this up when I'm doing wine, drink small bits of wine and do cheers to every little thought that I can come up with. You know, I'm just pushing this now to its 2-hour limit, which is in 10 more minutes. I just want to see if I can make a 3-hour video. I'm just wondering if there's anybody out there that would watch 3 hours of my video that has time to watch 3 hours of my video. When a video is on point, I think it's so much easier to get through than an off-point video like this one. Oh, I can't stand it. What was I going to do? What was I talking about? See, I'm a little bit all over the map here. It's an apartment walk and talk. It was going to be, I mean, the painting was a painting. It was a painting of the back of Gary's head, where he's talking about the back of my head is like an ass. It's like the back of like my ass is like Gary's head. It's like the people that are drolled on and they're caught on truth and they're caught on an argument and they're caught on this modality of living are stuck in the hindbrain, and that they don't allow dreaming and fascination and positivity and life as association-free association going forward can grant them like a power to be, like a power that gives them an idealism, that presents an idealism to them, that encourages them to recreate or create their day in such a manner that has some form of creativity to it, or has some mode of idealism to it, or I don't know. Anyway, I painted over that. I painted over this really high, God, high paintings. And then it got down to this. Okay, so keep that in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll even throw in the arm. The arm. No, there's only 10. 10. Anybody who watches who wants a part of the painting for 20 bucks plus shipping and handling. I'll carve it out and send it off to you. You'll have an original. Oh yeah, they're valuable, by the way. They're collector's items now. Oh, don't you know? I am super famous. Um, anyway, yeah. Oh God, what I was gonna say is this is by far, this is singularly my worst painting I have painted in I don't know how long. I don't know how long. I don't think I've painted a painting this bad. Um, so it's driving me absolutely batshit that I could come up and produce something that is this inane. And oh God, I don't know. It drives me batty. I want to show you guys another painting, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Okay, well I am going to show you this painting. This one's a heartfelt painting. This one, when it took me forever to like it's a guy, right? And he's got a big old heart, and his heart has eyes, but it also has this little door with another guy coming out of it. And the heart is reaching towards these big apples up here. This isn't my painting, but this is a painting that I collected off of somebody. But even this guy coming out of the heart here is reaching towards this other little bitty apple. And it's all done from a guy in a martial arts stance. And it was this notion of the extension of the heart. How far can the heart extend? Here's something on my floor. Only one person should know what that's all about. Um, I think I'm going to light some incense. Anyway, so there was this notion, this matters of the heart, which it concerns me the most because I didn't know for so long what it was like to feel from the heart, like from the chest area. Like everyone says you know it from the heart. Like I never knew what that meant until about a month ago. Like I hadn't remembered what it meant. And it literally is, it's as if the chakra, it's interesting to talk about chakras, but it's as interesting as if the body itself is emanating so much energy from that area, from the area of your chest, and that it's shooting out like a sphere, like a growing sphere, into this big hot air balloon of self that's coming right out of your chest, and that it's from that that you know what it is that you're grateful for and what it is that you endear yourself to. I don't know. Which is so different from, okay, here's an old painting that I use as to hold up my computer, but it's a landscape. And it's kind of a dark, like it's a riverscape. This is, you might not be able to tell, but there's a lot of rocks in this fairly shallow river. And then this is the other bank over here, running across, and some trees and such. And it was just a dark painting, but it was painted in person on like a late winter day, like a warm winter day in moving into spring. And so a lot of the snow was melted, but a lot of the branches were still, not flowering. And the pine tree, of course, had some. connection to it, but that's about all. So anyway, I'm caught now between wanting not just to find community relationships, but to find purpose and find direction in how to coordinate people together, where I think that the internet, although it allows connectivity, it's not allowing conference ability. Like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that people need to market themselves, and I think people need to network themselves, and I think sciences need to connect together. And so that's a bit of a passion of mine. Where I lack in my knowledge, I would like to help promulgate and facilitate connections between people of specific knowledge sets, and then bring up people that are young, that have a particular educational set that allows them the trajectory where they might be able to fill in a gap between certain technologies that are already given. And just to facilitate conferences and manage things such as that between companies, it would be like an intra-company yeah, intra-company. Okay, God, now I just feel like I'm talking to myself, which I am. 4 minutes, guys, because I'm not going for 3 hours. I'll go for 2. And if you get through the whole thing, make certain to also add to your comment, including not just your location and who it is you like, and whether or not it is, what it is you think of this transition type of video, and or just a general comment about anything that I brought up. Be certain to add that you did complete the entire 2 hours. Oh yeah, then I'll know that I am a rock star movie maker, and that people actually sit by and they watch 2 hours worth of videos. This is called Ocean, by the way. I'm just snuggling up to my video, to a video for 2 hours. I can't believe that. Okay. That's 8 sets of 15 minutes. That's like 8 15-minute videos. And of course the content is not as rich when I'm as dilated as 2 hours is concerned. Definitely not. Anyway, so I think what I sound like is a guy like, oh, listen to this pathetic guy that's like looking for connection and community and love. Well, yeah, there's some of that. Because I mean, hell, I'll do a lot of the rest. I'm glad for the friends I have gathered here on this thin raft. Trying to make sense of that Jim Morrison thing. Okay. Ooh. Let's see what runs out first. My power on my computer, or the 2 minutes of video which is left. I won't say peace the fuck out, because it's not my tagline. Isn't that pleasant? I won't say, isn't that pleasant? Look at that. What a lovely, wonderful day. Quick Cheshire day. Not Cheshire. It is funny how we get to know our own bodies through time. what it is we accept about ourselves over time. Okay, I'm about out. 2 hours, come on, is it 2 hours? Is it gonna end? Cheers, all. Cheers. Cheers. Okay, well, folks, I'm down to my last minute because I'm not going to do a minute. I'm not going to carve into 2 hours. I mean, it could be fun, but I've kind of ran out of things that I want to talk about. I kind of want to lay back and actually surf YouTube and go, God, I can't believe I forgot to bring that person up. And yeah, I wanted to bring that up. And every time I think about that, to make a video about that idea, it eludes me. You know, that's what I would like to do. And that's what I will do. That's what I'm going to do. But I am curious at the limits of YouTube. Because, God, what could be done? I mean, seriously, what could be done over a 2 hour period of time? I have to consider that. Like, I literally have to consider a 2 hour video now. A feature length punning video. Yes, yes, it's coming to mind. Yes. Oh. Okay. Let me know all those things. Leave me a comment. Do not watch my video without leaving me a comment. How dare you? How dare you? And if I didn't mention your name and you're on my list, then watch the whole thing again and listen for your name. I'm kidding. I didn't mention that many people, actually, but a few, quite a few. Okay. Okay. That's it. That's how I'm going to sum it up. Thanks for watching. Ocean, it's blue, it's fabulous, it's lovely. Just like you. Just like you. Take care.